Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria 3, where we have a few issues right now. We are working on building railways and coffee plantations and naval bases. That is all absolutely fine. We're going to get these naval bases finished, and we're currently apparently running a surplus. I think this is fake. Let's kick forward and find out. Yeah, that's fake. I thought so. Cool. So we're running a small deficit, and we're going to work on that. We're qualifying for Brazilian naval power right now. Our navy is definitely continuing to build up, and it will for a while. So we have a transportation shortage in Sao Paulo at this moment, and we also have market access issues in Sao Paulo and Brazilian Pastaza. So we're building a railway in Brazilian Pastaza right now. The market access here should be dealt with by that. Let's look at what's going on in Sao Paulo. What do we got going on here? So in terms of railways, we don't have one. We should get one. So we're going to build one there. And Brazilian Pastaza is actually something that we should delay the railway on if we can. And we absolutely can do that. So I'm going to move this down to be here. Hopefully construction efficiency will be a little bit better with the turmoil by the time we finish up our railway in Sao Paulo. That's the idea anyway. We're at minus 58.3% efficiency here, and that's not great. It's not going to change much by the time we get there, but it'll be worth something anyway. We've got mechanized workshops here. Okay, we should definitely do something with that. So that will allow us to go to sewing machines, which we will definitely do, and mechanized looms, which again we're going to do. That is going to... I'm not sure what problem that's going to cause. It's going to cause a problem. Mechanized workshops is okay. And what else can we change around here? Anything? No? Okay, we're just going to stay on the highest tech that we can for the moment. And we're working on steel frame buildings. Right, that's fine. So our Ottoman route is inactive. Okay. So we're going to remove that trade route there. And we're currently importing silk. This one is growing. Okay. So I want to do a new export route of coffee, particularly. All those are negative productivity. Okay. The Ottoman routes were mildly awkward, so it's fine. We're going to finish up our railway in Sao Paulo in 25 weeks here, and we are working a little bit on the railway in Brazilian Pastaza. It'll be slightly better, 58 instead of 58.3. We could drop a consumption tax in order to do a suppress radicalism here. I don't think that's great. Most of this is honestly just due to the Amazon, so that'll be fine. We are definitely working up our turmoil reduction from law enforcement from integration, so that's okay. Ottoman Empire left the power block and was replaced by the Turkish aristocratic revolt. Well, that explains what happened to our trade route. Cool. So that's absolutely fine. We are now the lead producer of coffee. Okay, so all we need is greater or equal to 125 levels of plantation buildings. These don't have to be coffee plantations. So that is absolutely neat. And we have a transportation shortage in Minas Gerais at this moment, and grain is still expensive. Okay, so we can do... These are not plantations. Plantations are cash crops in this game, and farms are useful crops. So that is definitely noted. We're going to want to have a bunch of plantations, and we're working on it. So we're working on these two railways, but we do have a transportation shortage right now in Minas Gerais. Let's take a quick look here. This railway is maxed out currently. Now we would like to get higher tech, but it's fine. We could go cargo prioritization. That'll produce less transportation. Okay. So let's get another railway queued up in Minas Gerais. And again, we're going to keep the railway in Brazilian Pastaza lower because we are definitely working up our law enforcement there. It's a slow process. But the longer we can delay building in Brazilian Pastaza while still working on our transportation shortages, the better off we'll be. So that sounds good. And a railway in Minas Gerais is very important. Minas Gerais is one of our large producing states. So we definitely want that to happen. Like, our coffee plantations are going there. We've got a bunch of mines there. The Great Crusade has been formed by Spain. Well, that sounds creepy. Okay. I wonder what they're planning on doing with that. For now, of course, we should probably continue to work on naval bases and coffee plantations as well. So something like this should be fine. The railway in Sao Paulo will finish eventually, but I do want to get these naval bases finished up. The coffee plantations, we've got a ways to go on, but that's fine. Okay, so our GDP is currently sitting at almost 16 million. That's not too bad. It's definitely looking better than it has been in the past. And our radicalism, it's creeping upwards. Due to decreases in standard of living, yeah, our standard of living is not phenomenal. It's okay. It's okay. So we're finishing up another coffee plantation here. We're also working on this railway in Sao Paulo in the background. And I think that's fine for the moment. We'll move more up eventually, but with a shortage of willing workers to man the coffee plantations in Minas Gerais, aristocrats have sought a solution to acquire more cheap labor for their fields. Yeah, European migrant labor is fine. Do it. So that's over in Minas Gerais. Are we actually having an issue with workers here? We weren't previously. Ah, we are. Okay. So we've managed to get that all filled up. Sounds good. I mean, we are getting 1,000 weekly migration. Wow. That's pretty good. It's got high attraction. Wonderful. We're very happy about that. So I'm going to move up this naval base and coffee plantation. We're going to continue to do this for a little while here. We're going to get the railway in Minas Gerais finished up soon enough. That's about 10 weeks away. There's a mining accident in Tarapacá, and that's not amazing, of course. I think upper strata pops becoming more radical is better for us, to be honest, just in terms of raw numbers. There's a lot less upper strata than there are lower strata. So that'll be fine for now. And of course, we'll be finishing this naval base in Sao Paulo. And we can see that we are nearly through all of these. That's looking good. This coffee plantation will be finishing up at the same time as the railway in Minas Gerais, so I'm not going to move up any additional of these. But checking in on this railway, 57.6. So that is definitely getting more efficient on the construction, but it's not happening super quickly, right? So that's not surprising, to be clear. The railway in Minas Gerais will be done shortly, and we no longer have a transportation shortage there. That's interesting. We now have a transportation shortage in Brazilian Pastaza and in Sao Paulo. So that's understood. Standard of living is definitely a problem, and we're going to work on that. I do want to get some grain going soon enough, and I think this is fake, isn't it? We might be going positive very soon, though. No, that's not fake. Well, it might be fake. Both of these are finishing in 1 week. Okay, this is fake. Noted. Britain wants a defensive pact. We accept. Cool. So that sounds good. The US is wary towards us. Hilarious. And our railway in Sao Paulo is going to be done in 8 weeks at this point. So large numbers of South Andean people have been migrating from our country to Colorado. I mean, that's not great. We want people to be immigrating, not emigrating. But that's to do with our standard of living. We need to bring our standard of living up. Britain wants a trade agreement. I agree. So that sounds good. We're not going to, like, enter the British market or anything like that, but I'm very okay with Britain being our ally. They're #1 great power in the world. We'll take it. So we're currently at 15.9 million for our GDP. That is going to go up quite a lot. Restore legal guardianship, huh? Did we exit legal guardianship? Yeah, we're on propertied women. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, the additional workforce ratio, it's only 5%, but it's still pretty decent. We have an ammunition input goods shortage. Okay, we're going to be finishing up this railway, like, right now. And we're beginning work on the railway in Pastaza again. So what's this down to? I mean, it's dropped by about 1% in that time. It's not great. It's still very low construction efficiency, right? But it's slightly better. Emphasis on slightly. We have breached 16 million with our GDP. That is excellent. And we know that we do have a munitions shortage. So 243k job seekers in Minas Gerais? What? Interesting. This is saying insignificant unemployment, but they're looking for a new job. I see. Okay. Well, that is understood. We are definitely going to want to build a munitions plant, and I'm going to build it in Minas Gerais. It's fine. But I want this railway to be done first, and then we will put this munitions plant after this coffee plantation and naval base. So something kind of like this. Okay, so we're going to get another coffee plantation done here. River of Coffee is going to be done eventually. The United Front founded by Java. Okay, so we need 125 levels of plantation buildings, and we've got 12 years to integrate the Brazilian nation, right? We need to get the Paulistas in, and for that, we need to complete the River of Coffee journal entry. So that'll be good. We definitely do want to integrate the Brazilian nation, and we've only got 12 years in which to do it. So how many levels of plantation buildings do we have? Well, that's quite a number of banana plantations. There are 22 there, 40 of coffee, so that's 62, that's 82, that's 91, that's 100, 102, that's 120. We just need 5 plantations. This is 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we're kind of overproducing coffee, I feel like. Let's sort by earnings here. Probably tobacco is the way to go. Or cotton. I'm going to build 3 tobacco plantations in La Paz. We're going to do it something like this. And I want these coffee plantations prioritized. So we're going to build these plantations, and then the naval bases, and then the munitions plant. Something like this. So the railway is going to be done in 25 weeks. That's going to take a while. That's understood. It's very inefficient. The tobacco plantation is going to be finishing up in 10 weeks. And yeah, all we need is these 5 plantations, in theory, to qualify to complete River of Coffee. So that sounds very good. I didn't realize we were quite that close. But that sounds excellent. And then, of course, we're going to want to get these barracks done eventually. The question is when on the barracks. We are running a surplus right now, and I'm content running a surplus and reducing our interest payments. We'd like to start coming out of debt, and we'll come out of debt fairly quickly at about 10K a week. I mean, it's going to take a while. We've got 5 million in debt right now. But I'm definitely okay with working our way out of debt. So this seems good. Keep in mind, we are working on steel frame buildings. That is 6 years out. That's quite a long ways out. Actually, that is 6 years out. Is that too far out? That might be too far out. Maybe we should go with central banking instead. Like this. That might be a better idea. How much are we making from minting right now? Yeah, that would be worth about 3K monthly. Sure. Seems fine. So we're 17 weeks away from our extremely inefficient railway in Brazilian Pastaza. And that's the only place we've got a transportation shortage, and the only place with a market access issue. So that sounds good. So we're getting our economy into a pretty decent shape at this point. Well, we just dipped negative here. That is because we finished up one of our private constructions. That's fine. We're going to qualify for River of Coffee extraordinarily soon here. There's a railway being built in La Paz with private construction. Okay, apparently there are 2. Why is this +2? There should only be 1, right? There's no foreign construction there. It's not in government queue. Why does it think there's another one in the private queue? Okay, whatever. I don't really care as long as it's not in the government queue. So that's awkward, but it's absolutely fine. We're going to have River of Coffee done extraordinarily soon. So in our journal, we've got freedom of trade here. We need to enact free trade, and we would get that. We've also got freedom of thought, and that's something we may want to consider doing. Rifling. So we would need to activate rifles, repeating rifles, or bolt-action rifles. That'll time out in 7 years. And the question is, do we have technology being exposed for that? That's repeating rifles there. We have researched rifling. Hang on. So we should be able to do that right now. Where are our arms industries? All arms industries have rifles. We have 5 of these. Okay, why do we not qualify for this then? This should be a thing. Any Brazilian industry, or rather any Brazilian building as arms industries has at least one of these. Rifles, repeating rifles, bolt-action rifles. Building level is greater than or equal to 3, and the workforce occupancy. Okay, so let's take a quick look at our arms industries. And there's our problem. These are spread out. So we would need an arms industry in Sao Paulo, and we would need it to be employed up. Okay, we can begin to work on that. And I'm going to drop this railway down below the plantations. Okay, so we'll just need to employ that up. Once we get these barracks going, that's probably going to be a thing, is my guess. But let's get these plantations done first. Landowners left this. Okay, cool. Wonderful. So the tobacco plantations are finishing. Let's check in on Bolivia here. -0.01. Okay. Well. I mean, it's going down, but not by much. So Petit Bourgeoisie are wanting to pass racial segregation. No. We're going to lose 5 legitimacy. Is that okay? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, violent suppression leads to increased discrimination. Do we have violent suppression somewhere? We'll let them protest. Let's take a look here. No, we don't have any violent suppressions. Okay, I was going to say, because that would mean we'd be able to have it up over here. Okay, this guy can find greener pastures. That's fine. And a new pro-French lobby, huh? Nah. No thanks. Okay, so the River of Coffee is going to be completed incredibly, incredibly soon. I think this coffee plantation is going to finish it. The Free Trade Party now exists. Okay. Liberal Republican Party is currently trending at 79.3% of the vote. We might lose a little bit of legitimacy here. We'll see how that goes. So, the coffee plantation is finishing now. I believe this is the final one due to a private construction. Perhaps not. I may have done it I may have added it together slightly wrong or something. So the Minas Republican Party is going to lose some momentum here. That sounds good. They're down to 10% of the vote. Hilarious. So the Liberal Republican Party is now chilling at 83% of the vote. I love it. And this coffee plantation might finish it. If not, I may have added it wrong. And we're very, very close, any way we slice it. So 2 weeks remaining on that, and the arms industry is going to be done in 7 weeks. So that looks good. The railway in Brazilian Pastaza in 9. Now 13. Okay. River of Coffee is now successfully completed. Beautiful. So we got this money tree event, and that is going to give us rural folk political strength, approval, and migration attraction. Are the rural folk in the Minas Republican Party? No, they're kind of in no party whatsoever. One day we must expand from agriculture. Indeed, we're working on it. So we can now integrate the Paulistas, which we will be delighted to do. So that is now integrated. They are now all Brazilian. And in theory, this is now completed. Yeah, there we go. Fantastic. So plus 5% prestige, assimilation, and migration attraction. Wonderful. Cuba is now improving relations with us, and we have a bunch of war goals added for a bunch of the French Republic. Uh-huh. France and England are fighting each other. What else is new? Absolutely nothing is new in that one, is the answer. That is very normal. So the railway in Brazilian Pastaza is going to be done in 10 weeks. It's actually going to be a little bit faster than that. Belgium has sided with France. We're not actually going to participate in this if we can help it. The USA sided with France as well. And Abraham Lincoln has been attacked and brutally beaten by a group of unknown assailants. He has now been scarred. Okay, well, we're going to take the momentum for the Liberal Republican Party here. That sounds good. That brings us up to 83.7% of the vote. I like it. So Brazilian Pastaza is up to 4 weeks until completion there. That looks good. And we're making about 16K at this point. I like it. I'm not going to expand construction at this moment. I'm reasonably content with our construction speed. I'd like it to be faster, of course, but we're only 8 months away from the end of our construction queue here, right? Like, this is not going to take very long to get through. We're going to wrap up these naval bases, and more momentum, radicalism. This guy becomes leader of the armed forces. Sure, that's fine. I don't actually want to give more momentum to the Minas Republican Party, so we're going to avoid that for now. I like how both of our major parties are Republican. It's not confusing at all. No doubt about that. So market access in Brazilian Pastaza is starting to raise up. That is excellent. And we're working on this naval base, munitions plant, barracks. That's all fine for now. So the munitions plant is finishing, and that of course means that we need to check in on the status of our arms industry here in Sao Paulo. We need this to be at 75% hiring. They're unwilling to hire right now because the price of small arms is just too low. So we're going to need to export some small arms, I think, and that is fine. So we're going to do exactly that. We'll export these to the Javanese market, the New Grenadine market, the Ecuadorian market, and that'll be fine. So with any luck, that will drive up demand in Sao Paulo for small arms, which should cause them to hire in to produce more. Yes, they are indeed hiring. The 38% right now, we need to get them up to 75 to complete rifling. So that looks good. They're now at 44. They're definitely hiring. And this brings them up to what? 51? Okay. So the election has happened. We're at 86 legitimate. But we can bring in the rural folk and go up to 100. Confirmed. So Righteous Government 100 is fantastic. We're very happy to be there. And of course, Brazilian naval power we are working on ticking away on. So that is all absolutely fine for the moment. Now, we do need to go into our journal here. Freedom of trade, we just need to enact free trade on, which, what would that be like if we were to go to do that right now? What would free trade look like? We can't actually do that. Because the rural folk and intelligentsia both oppose the trade. So we can't do that for the moment. Okay. Can we go to, like, right of assembly? We probably can do this. Okay. Let's do that for now. That seems fine. That will get us freedom of thought. Will that be finished? we'll need an art academy to be of level 3 or higher. Okay. Well, we could definitely do that. That is, art academies are... Where even are art academies? Hang on. There's somewhere. Are they considered an industry? Apparently. Okay, so we're going to need 3 of these. Size 3, to be precise. So something like that. And then we're going to need to export some fine art. So, I mean, that's definitely a thing that we can do. But no one wants any, so that's fine. Well, we'll see what that ends up looking like, and we'll see about tackling that a little later on. I don't know why this is highlighted. It appears to be stuck. There, that fixed it. Cool. So we're going to get these arts academies done. The munitions plant is honestly a higher priority. And we'll work towards right of assembly. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue to work on our economy, and we're probably... Ooh, hello, triage. We're going to want to change some mobilization options, so that'll be fine. We could definitely do this anyway. We probably should. We'll get to work on that next episode, because we're probably going to attack Argentina. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy McGar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Tommy Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.